to walk around campus and puff out that chest, but Hunter Lawrence, go do your thing down there in Austin. He's good for like the next 3 or 4 decades, I think. Jimmy loved kickers back in the day, didn't he?
Oh, I always loved kickers. If they won the game,
when they make them.
when they make them.
So we are back on the All-State BCS Selection Show. It is time to make it official. The City BCS National Championship game, January 7th, out in the Rose Bowl. The number 1 team in the land, Alabama, 13-0. They'll be there. So, too, will the Big 12 champ, Texas, which should feel right at home in Pasadena. Hook 'em Horns. Another Big 12 title, and Texas is back in the national championship game. Led by their Heisman hopeful, the Longhorns know that their Colt is the real McCoy. He got it. Touchdown, Texas. Can Mack Brown and company bring home another championship? Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley have hooked up for 30 touchdowns at Texas, so we'll connect right now with the Longhorns duo. Guys, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Colt, last night, the last 3 minutes of that Big 12 championship game was insane. You guys drive down the field, you throw the ball out of bounds with like a half second left. Then to make it to the national championship game on a field goal as time expires, how crazy was that feeling?
Well, give all the credit to our team. We found a way to win. Our defense played great. Offensively, we weren't clicking as well as we wanted to be all night, but that's a tribute to our team to find a way to win and, to put it on Hunter's shoulders like that in the end. He's clutch. We found a way to get to the national championship, and we're fired up.
Colt, everybody always wants to talk to you. No offense, I want to talk to Jordan. This is a guy who catches all of your touchdown passes. He returns kicks well. But last night, he was the holder for the field goal. How big was that, Jordan, you catching that field goal attempt, setting it down for Hunter Lawrence to knock through the post?
Well, it was definitely a nerve-wracking thing to, when kind of the season's come down to one play. And I think, I had a lot of confidence in Hunter and his ability and then the guys that were holding up on the line. And so it was just it was a great feeling to see that ball go through the uprights, and we just, we had a huge celebration afterwards.
Coach, you took a few hits last night. Now, do you think you could run the spread offense in pro ball? And if you did, how would it fare?
Who knows? Football's football. I love to play. I love my teammates. I love my coaches. And I'm so thankful that we have one more shot. And, that's to be able to play Alabama in the national championship.
I know you're looking forward to that. Jordan, one last thing. I know that you and Colt are roommates, you're best friends. You have one responsibility over the next month or so. That is to make sure that Colt shaves every day. We do not want to see that mustache that he had at the beginning of the season. Please, all right, buddy?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of the mustache. So I think we're all the guys on the team are trying to get him to, to give it a comeback for one last time. But, I think it was definitely fun to see that early in the year. And that's just part of our team. We just have fun and play football.
Colt, that thing's not coming back, right?
It was pretty ugly, I have to admit.
All right, buddy. Congratulations and best of luck out there in Pasadena. All right, take care, guys.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
All right, so now McCoy, Shipley, and company, they have to deal with Alabama. And in just 3 years, Nick Saban has taken this program from mediocrity to the brink of a championship. Bama is back in the big one. The SEC champ finished the regular season undefeated for the second year in a row. They're headed to sunny SoCal for a hopeful Hollywood-style ending as they look to add an 8th national championship to their school's rich history. In 14 years as a college coach, Nick Saban has never had a losing season. He'll go for his second national crown, and he joins us live. Coach, first of all, congratulations. How are you?
Well, thank you. Very good, thanks.
Well, you're always businesslike on the sidelines, but yesterday was kind of a nice little break toward the end of the game against Florida. We saw you smiling. You even had the chest bump with Mark Ingram. We almost had to break into our coverage just to announce that had happened. Is your chest doing okay today?
Well, I've done that on several occasions, but it was a great win. We were very proud of the way our team played. I think our team played with a lot of character in the game, competed extremely well. I've never been prouder of a team in terms of everybody sort of just playing great. And it was a wonderful, wonderful win. I was so happy, and Mark likes to do the chest bump, and I like to do it with him.
Nick, congratulations on being in the championship game again. Now, I know you haven't studied him, but you have seen him.
Is Colt McCoy the best all-around quarterback that you will have played this year?
Well, I think probably so, and I think Texas will probably have as good offensive players as anybody we faced all year, and I know they got a great defense, #1 defense. Will Muschamp does a fantastic job. Mac does a great job with the overall program. So this is going to be a challenging game for us. We know Texas is a great program and a great team, but great moments are created by great opportunities, and this is a great opportunity for any team, and I'm really pleased and happy and proud of our team to have this opportunity.
Nick, so much is made about how well you guys play on defense, and deservedly so. But on offense, Mark Ingram gets all the attention. He may very well win the first Heisman Trophy in Alabama history. But your quarterback, Greg McElroy, this is a young man who hasn't lost a game as a starting quarterback since the 8th grade. Is he a manager of the game, or is he a superstar in the making the way that he plays the game?
Well, Greg has played very well for us all year long. It was a big question coming into the season. We had tremendous confidence in Greg, but when we tried to come up with the player of the game today in terms of watching the offensive film, we had to give it to the entire team. Our offensive line did a fantastic job. All 3 runners did a great job. And I think Greg would be the first one to tell you that his great success in the game was created by his teammates, his receivers, and all the people around him. And it was a great offensive effort to move the ball as well as we did against a very fine Florida defense.
Nick, you've made a career out of rebuilding college programs, but to resurrect a program like Alabama, is that something special to you?
Certainly is, because there's so much tradition and there's so much passion. There's great expectations for what people would like to accomplish, and what has been accomplished in the past is probably as unique as any college program in the country. So it's been a tremendous self-gratification for everybody in the organization. Our coaching staff, who has done a wonderful job, and we have a great team of people, starting with our President, Dr. Witt. Mal Moore has done a fantastic job. We have a lot of people who contribute and help our players to be more successful as people, students, and as football players. So we're extremely proud of the program that we have and what the program has been able to accomplish in the 3 years that we've been there.
Well, Nick, congratulations. A step shy of your 2nd national championship. Best of luck against Texas on the 7th, and thanks very much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
I was almost ready to give him a little chest bump through the TV set. He said he liked that so much.
He might have knocked you right over.
Yeah, there's no question about that. All right, so break this one down for us, because obviously Alabama's going to be a big favorite going into this. The last time Texas played in a national championship game was out at the Rose Bowl. They were a big underdog against USC. Kind of a similar sort of thing going on here?
I think you're going to get that type of a talk. And, Coach, the thing that always strikes me is if these games are played a week after we announce them, we probably have the picture that we last saw, more of that snapshot. But with 30-plus days, it's going to be a little bit different deal. Alabama's going to bring the defense at them, as always. Greg McElroy's matured as a quarterback. Mark Ingram can run the football. For Texas, it's all built around Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley because the running game hasn't been there lately. But Will Muschamp's defense absolutely shut down Nebraska in that game.
Yeah, I think that's the last picture that everybody's got in their mind about Texas, is how Nebraska was able to shut them down. Now, Texas is one of the top scoring teams in the country prior to that game. And I think with 30 days to get ready for Alabama, they won't be as big of an underdog as what you might have thought because of the game last night.
There'll be all sorts of wrinkles that come in. And their basics will be there, Chris, but the wrinkles that come in, the things that you haven't seen, how can they tune those up before the big game?
All right, let's show you the final BCS standings before we get out of here. You got Alabama up there at #1. Texas at #2. Charles, a little bit surprised what happened after that?
No, I'm really not surprised, because I thought Cincinnati, if they beat Pitt, would jump TCU because of the strength of the Big East and the fact that TCU didn't play on the last weekend. Some voters might have jumped Cincinnati up ahead of them.
And you can see there's a huge differential between Texas and Cincinnati, so it really wasn't much of a question about Texas being the #2 team overall. You okay with the matchup that we've got, Jimmy, in the championship game?
Yeah, I love the matchup. That's what everybody expected, for the last couple of months. Now, the game that I'm looking forward to, TCU could be the best team in the country playing Boise in the Fiesta Bowl.
That's the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl for us.
Exactly. And I really think that the country, as you said, was expecting this game. 5 undefeated teams, you would expect much more of an outcry about, hey, my team's not in, my team's not in. Those precincts will be heard from. But I think overall the country is comfortable with the 1 and 2 matchup that we have, with a nod towards TCU. A lot of people expressing regret that TCU isn't getting their shot.
All right, if you had to pick a winner, give it to me in 3 seconds. Who's winning it all?
I say Alabama wins the game.
Yeah, Alabama, because of their defense. Alabama.
Chest bumps all around for Nick Saban down there in Tuscaloosa. We will see you on New Year's night. Take care.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports, home to the BCS, the National Football League, NASCAR, Major League Baseball, and FoxSports.com, the world's favorite sports site.